Okay, now we don't have a formula for cosecant, but we do have it for sine. So this is 1 over sine squared of theta over 2. And this is the sine squared version of the ones that I gave you. So basically, um, you just have no square root over the stuff that I gave you guys yesterday. So this one is going to be rewritten as 1 over 1 minus cosine over 2. Well, isn't that 1 really a fraction? So I have a fraction divided by a fraction. And what do you do with that? So I'm going to get 1 times the reciprocal of this, which is 2 over 1 minus cosine. Yay.
If you have like 1 over sine of theta over 2, and there's no square, when you put in the denominator, would it be the radical form?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it would. The square gets rid of the radical for you. All right, same idea on this one. I don't have a cotangent formula, but I do have a tangent one. So we can say that this is 1 over tangent squared of, I'm going to make that an x over 2. All right, so I have the squared version of this, so this is going to be 1 over 1 minus cosine over sine. All right, so when I multiply by the reciprocal, I'm going to get sine of x over 1 minus cosine. All right, well, did that help me? Not a lot. So, any ideas on where to go from here? Anybody try anything?
Couldn't you turn, if you have sine over cosine, couldn't you turn that into tangent?
You can't split apart the denominator.
Yeah, this is all one piece.
Shit.
So, my initial thought is to try that one trick that we've used a couple times, like because the bottom looks right, and if I divided both of these by cosine, I would get the bottom that I wanted. I don't know if that's really gonna help me or not, but I can try it. So if I divided both sides by 1 or multiplied by 1 over cosine, but I'm going to have to do the same thing to the top and the bottom so that that's a 1. Follow that? So now I've got down here, I'm going to have 1 over cosine minus cosine over cosine. But at the top, I'm going to have tangent because it's going to be sine over cosine. So I get tangent of theta over secant minus 1, which is what I wanted down there, but somehow I got to turn that into this.
Isn't that one of the identities?
It would be if they were squared. Not. Well, I didn't use the wrong formula. I just used a poor choice of formula. Yeah, I gave you 2 for tangent. Don't use this one. Use the other one. It's way easier. And since this is the squared version, so I'm going to get 1 over 1 minus cosine over 1 plus cosine. Now when I multiply by the reciprocal, I'm going to get 1 plus cosine over 1 minus cosine. That looks more like this one should, and then I'm going to do that little trick like I just did, multiply everything by 1 over cosine over 1 over cosine over 1 over cosine. Now when I distribute this through, I'm going to get secant plus 1 over secant minus 1, and that's what I wanted. Alright, that was a lot better. Helps when you use a more useful formula. I could have used the other one, but it doesn't have a square root over it, so I should have squared all of it. And that would have made my substitution a lot better. Okay, so there's that one. And then, I think that was the two proofs on that page, and then you guys wanted to see this one's proof. Now this one's using sum to product rules. So I have cosine of an angle minus cosine of an angle. Well, that's down here in the lower right-hand corner, and that's the very bottom one. And I can substitute in there -2 sine of the first angle, theta, plus the second angle, 3 theta, over 2, times sine of the first angle, theta, minus the second angle, 3 theta, all over 2. And then down in the bottom, I have sine of an angle plus sine of an angle. So that's the top one for the sum to product rule. So I'm going to have 2 sine of the first, theta, plus the second, 3 theta, all over 2. Cosine of the first angle, theta, minus the second, all over 2. All right. Now, what I notice right now is I've got a 2 and a 2. This and this are the same without even bothering to simplify them. All right, so now I've got negative in the top, sine of -2 theta over 2, all over cosine of -2 theta over 2. Well, that's negative sine of negative theta over cosine of negative theta. What's this? Of negative theta. So I have negative tangent of negative theta. And what happens when you take a tangent of a negative theta? Remember? Comes out front. So then I'm going to get positive tangent of positive theta. And that's what I wanted. The other ones. How are you guys with the algebra ones? You okay with those? You have 4 short proofs on your quiz, and then the rest of it's algebra stuff. You're going to have this on your quiz. You're going to have this on your quiz.
Okay, the unit circle?
Well, you
I
took
put
your.
it on there because it was easier to see.
He took his quiz. He got 100 on it, so just put it on here. Your that little quiz I handed you back. That's
Formula sheet.
How do you
for you.
put it on?
You just put it in the printer like this, and so it comes out like this. Like I put the paper in this way, and
the
then
unit circle.
or you could have 2 separate ones.
yeah.
I'm not real picky. I'm assuming you still have it, right?
My quiz.
Well, the unit circle quiz that you took from
the
me.
little one.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, you can use that. All right, questions? Think you'll be okay? I do too. I think these are going to be good scores. You guys have done a really good job with this so far. Now, who's all STO? Have you took the trig class with Mrs. Marshall?
Yeah, I am taking.
Did you take it? Okay. Did you take it? Okay. I'm going to give you an option. We'll talk about that.